2 days remain. The predictions are over. Now Makhachev and Garry have to prove whose strategy actually works.
When he have good opponents, he just lose. That's it. When he have Shavkat, if he talk too much, just look at your fight. That guy beat you 4 rounds. That's it.
Earlier today, Ian said that he beat Shavkat for 24 minutes or so, right? Yeah. Oh, Carlos, excuse me.
He just Carlos.
Yeah, sorry about it.
He can beat Carlos, but he can beat everyone. But I'm not same like that, guys. I'm different.
Do you agree with? I saw your manager say this. Do you agree that Ian is going to run from you throughout the fight?
Sure, he has same style or every fights. He just run back and he just working for the point. I don't remember when he finished someone last time. Yeah, I think he's good person, good guy, but he act like he's like bad boy, something like this. But I tell in the interview also, we will make him humble, we make him good guy.
If I go out there and I scalp him in 2 minutes, do you want to see me fight him again straight away? Do you know what I mean? That's just the way it is. If we have a back and forth war like he had with Volkanovski, then it probably would warrant a rematch. But also, there's many other challenges here that are exciting at the same time. So let's get through Saturday night. Let's get the win, and then we'll see in what fashion I get the victory and if there's a rematch on the cards. But I wouldn't be against it. I think he's earned enough to do it. But let's get through Saturday night first. I just kind of felt like yesterday he didn't want to be there. He didn't want to be at the face-off. I sensed a little bit of like nervous energy from him, but
you talked about how this is pretty black and white, striker versus grappler, maybe the most extreme example of that in UFC history. But if he does bring it to the areas that he's good at, to the ground, how comfortable are you dealing with that? And also, do you feel like you still, after all these years, don't get enough credit for your grappling?
grab my leg and find out.
And when you're looking at your opponent, what do you think will be your biggest challenge going against him?
No, it's not gonna be my biggest challenge. He just good, I give him respect. He have good skills, but everybody knows my game, and we'll see how he prepare for that.
Only 2 days remain before Islam Makhachev and Ian Machado Garry finally meet inside the octagon. And the entire conversation around UFC 330 is entering its final stage.
Come on, Savannah.
3, 2, 1, face off. Face forward, please, guys. Perfect.
Thanks, boys. Thank you, guys. Good. We're moving.
At this point, there is very little left to speculate about months in advance. The preparation has already been done, the major predictions have been made, and now every statement from the fighters is being examined more closely as the biggest questions move closer to getting real answers.
Be that surprised that these are the two best guys in welterweight division, and I think it's a tough fight. But again, we're talking about Islam Makhachev. He's getting a little bit older now, but he's still in his prime. Seen multiple guys say how strong he is. Once he gets older, guys, they don't seem to be able to escape. I can't think at any point that Islam is going to lose. Islam Makhachev.
Lot to talk about for every aspect of this fight. Now, the striking, Ian Garry, what are the obvious things? Very tall, the tallest opponent that Islam has ever faced to date.
Yeah.
Habib and Islam also said that he's very hard to hit because he moves a lot. You know, he tends to run, and Islam said the only thing in camp that I really haven't enjoyed is having to chase fighters down because we're preparing specifically for Ian and how much he uses the cage and kind of disengages and only really re-engages on his own terms.
Right.
But Islam's also a great striker in his own right. I think because his grappling's so good, he doesn't get a lot of credit for being a really good striker, and he actually is a very good striker. So let's start there. You know, it's going to be open stance mostly, left-handed for Islam, going to be fighting out of southpaw. Ian fights orthodox, so we're going to have an open stance likely for the majority of the fight, which I know you love to break those down.
Yes.
So what are you seeing on the striking in this one?
Yeah, this is really interesting. Ian Garry is obviously a great striker, and that's how he's been able to win most of his fights and get to a title shot. But Islam Makhachev's striking is actually slept on, and it's largely because he comes from Dagestan, and everybody knows Khabib was the guy who set the precedents, and they have great grappling from there. But the Dagestani strikers fighters are becoming really high-level strikers. Just look at Usman or Magomedov.
More knockouts than any other method of victory.
Exactly. So I am actually loving how Islam's striking is coming along. His kicks are great. He's got really good discipline with his jab hand. So whenever he does throw a combo or closes distance to try to land some strikes, when he exits, he's really good about putting a jab in your face just to sort of keep you at bay. It usually doesn't land, but it's really good to get something out there and in the line of fire from what Ian Garry or anybody else in the past.
The most important question may come down to control. Can Ian Garry maintain enough distance to make Makhachev fight at his preferred range? Or will the champion gradually close that space and establish his own pace?
Renato Moicano, Dustin Poirier. As much as Dustin Poirier is a legend of the sport, they're not as dangerous as the guys I've just mentioned. Not only that, every single one of them is bigger, longer. Shavkat was 18-0 and 18 finishes when I fought. Carlos Praches had an 11-fight win streak by knockout when I fought him. When I step into this octagon against Islam Makhachev, I'm going to prove to the world why I'm a
That uncertainty makes this matchup particularly interesting. It isn't simply a battle between striking and wrestling. Timing, footwork, defensive reactions, clinch exchanges, conditioning, composure, and mid-fight adjustments could all influence what happens. The fighter who adapts more effectively may ultimately gain the biggest advantage.
Believing Ian Garry is going to beat Islam, because it's starting to feel that way. Just a little more and a little more. Charles Oliveira, just to throw a name at you, a guy that knows everybody, has the right to an opinion. He said Ian Garry is going to win. That's interesting. Ian Garry is a stand-up fighter from Ireland who idolizes Conor McGregor. So now we know everything we need to know about Ian Garry. He's a sharpshooter. He's going to use his hands. He's going to use his kicks. He can't do any jiu-jitsu. But then somewhere along the way, he started training with Damian Maia. And it was an interesting coincidence because he ended up on bottom against MVP with his back taken, but was never in trouble. So then we're going to go, okay, great. You had problems grappling with this guy, MVP, who's not a grappler. You got real big problems now because you're going to fight Rakhmonov, who's going to expose everything that you don't know. And it turned out that punching and kicking Irish kid had spent some time in the wrestling room, right? I mean, he just looked better than we knew that he was. Enters the 5-round club, deals with it. And one thing that he had to deal with that night, Ian Garry has never fought where he was not bolstered up and he was the guy. Ian Garry's never done a ring walk where the audience knew this guy's overwhelmed. He's done that to other guys, but he's not been in that position. How does the guy do? Guys act one way when they're the favorite, but they seldomly act the same way as an underdog, and vice versa. Some guys will do their best work as underdog. Some guys actually get drawn down when you got an audience saying, I don't know, this could be a hard one. That seeps into them. But it didn't seep into Garry. So how are you going to beat him?
Makhachev's greatest strength comes from how naturally he connects different parts of his game. He doesn't have to depend on a single approach throughout a fight. A striking exchange can create an opening for a level change. A takedown attempt can lead into clinch control, and successful grappling can force an opponent to change the way they approach the next exchange. That chain of possibilities is what makes his style so difficult to read. Opponents aren't just defending one technique, they're constantly preparing for what could come immediately afterwards.
Oh man, that fight, when is gonna be that fight? October, I think? October, August? So, man, it's hard to be against Islam Makhachev, you know? I think he's super good. Looks like the division fits perfect to him. Ian Garry has an amazing footwork, amazing head movement, a really good distance, but I don't know, man. I think I'm going.
Garry, however, isn't approaching this opportunity with the mindset of simply limiting the damage. He believes he has the ability to challenge Makhachev and show that his own skill set belongs at the highest level. Garry has openly recognized the champion's accomplishments while remaining confident in his own preparation. His takedown defense, movement, range, and ability to reset after exchanges are expected to be important parts of his strategy. Rather than allowing Makhachev to dictate every phase, Garry wants to make the champion react to him and create opportunities where his own strengths can become the focus.